interesting that this was a place for the person. Refreshment groups here in India refreshment rooms in 1908.
Story time with Warren. Hey, it's good story time we're going to do here. Yeah. Oh, Andy, he's not one.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I just finished my coffee and pie. Let me quickly go down to the Linden Dog. Is it Linden? Sorry, Hinden. My goodness. I'll be back. All right, we are here. This is your dog. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, if you all right, ladies and gentlemen, I just finished my coffee and pie. Let me quickly go down to the Linden Dog. Is it Linden? Sorry, Hinden. My goodness. I'll be back. So yeah, let me quickly head to where you have the dog statue. It's about, oh damn it, sorry about that. I believe it's about 4:45. In about 10 minutes we should be leaving. So let me quickly do this area. This is the last area on the list for me to do. Anyways, all right, we are here. This is your dog. Sculpture by Bill Adams of Omarama. I have been to Omarama. I have done the drive from Omarama to Mount Cook, so you guys can always check that out. A dedication to the Collie sheepdogs that have worked this land for the last 150 years. 2003, Leila Robinson Graham. That's much better. Saves me a huge amount of headache. Alrighty. Don't know what this is for, but I didn't hear the commentary. Anyways, so wouldn't know. Hindon, the railway era. You guys can always pause the video and have a read. Let me go to X so that you guys can have full view. Yikes. This is what happens when you hold in your portable charger on one hand and you're filming without your stick. And especially when you've had a whole load of pie and coffee. Alright, so you guys can always pause that video and have a read if you so wish. Alrighty, I believe that should do it. So I have just 5 more minutes to finish what I have and get out of here. Okay, we have one more on here. Yesterday and today. Alrighty. That is it for us. All right. So yes, that concludes it for this the inland trip run by Dunedin Rails. That concludes it for us. And a very big thank you to each and every single one of you. Please hit that like button. It is food for the YouTube algo. If this is your first time on here, we do things like this on a regular basis, so please pledge your allegiance to us, give us your full support. And yes, minimum that you guys can do to help the channel is to hit that like button. If you wish to support the channel, you know how to support. You can become a member. And yeah, I believe that is all, to be honest. And all I can say is thank you. That siren means it's time for us to go. So yeah, let's get out of here. The sun is properly coming out. Thank you. Yeah. Looks like they'll be swapping the carriages. No, I'm the last one. Yeah, thank you. When are you guys gonna swap the carriage? Right now?
Yeah. Just down here, then the engines take that crossing there.
Okay.
Attach to the other end.
Interesting. So everybody has to be inside there.
Yeah. Enjoying it?
Yeah, very good landscape scenery.
Oh, cheers.
View. Yeah, well done on Dunedin Rails for the good marketing strategy and selling us good tourism.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Where are you based normally? Where's your home?
Auckland.
Auckland. Yeah. So is this your first time on the train?
Yeah, first time. Yeah.
Good. Glad you could join us.
No worries. Thank you.
You're very welcome. What I love about this job is when the cruise ships, any time of year, we've got people from all over the world join us, and it's good to be able to share some of the fun, the adventure together, the journey through time and space, history, geography.
Yeah,
everything.
exactly.
And it's getting nice and warm now.
Yeah, the sun is coming up. Alrighty, thank you. I'll just go from somewhere here. Thank you.
All right. Well, folks, it's Robert here again. Glad you enjoyed your stopover. I just double check to make sure that everyone's back on board. Make sure there's no one missing from your carriage that you're aware of. We'll just prepare ourselves now to secure the train, and then we'll be shunted down the line by the engines, which will then pass us on the crossing, and they'll detach. Leave us in the train. Very important no one gets out. Keep the doors locked as we get shunted, and then the trains relocate to the other end, and then we'll be heading back down the gorge to Dunedin Railway Station. It's lovely, the sun's come out, It's a beautiful spring day again. This little place here has such rich history. Major refreshment stop. I'll tell you a little story about that shortly when we're being shunted. Meanwhile, cafes open. Just relax, enjoy, and keep a special eye on the children. That no children are running between the carriages unattended. So just double check to make sure the doors should be all shut, and that everyone should be back in their seats. Just relax, and I'll tell you more once we start being shunted. So here we go. We shunted back down to a place. Take the crossing in front of the train.
Oh, sorry.
Thank you. Thank you. Sorry. Thank you. Thank you. Sorry. Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you. Sorry, excuse.
So I'm
Thank
going to
you.
stay on board.
Thank
Don't
you.
open any doors, don't go out.
Thank you.
Just remain where you are, safely inside, while we're waiting for the locomotives who will be driven down to attach the other end of the train.
Nope, I believe it should be this side that the train should be coming, yes. Oh my goodness. So, according to what I was explained earlier, was the big engine will be coming from this side. Come all the way here to the front. And then we move back to that point. And then the locomotive engine, whichever engine that is powering us, will now be brought back towards us, and then they will clip on here, and then this becomes the front of the train going back to Dunedin station.
Now, while we're waiting here, I just run over a few points about the history of Hindon. The railway line officially opened here in Hindon in 1889, 10 years after construction began back in Wingatui in 1879. And we've seen the tunnels, we've seen the bridges, the viaduct. There was a lot of work, and it was all done during the Great Depression years of the 1880s, with a lot of persons who were otherwise unemployed. And but Hindon became a popular refreshment spot up until 1949. Today the locality consists of a number of farmhouses and stations. You've seen the interpretation panel, some of you down at the other end. Now, it's interesting that this was a place for the refreshment groups here in India. this line of his construction. And after his death, she was left with 9 young children to care for. And Mary was widowed with 9 young children. Now one of his sons walked to Dunedin from here, fording streams and struggling his way down through the track at the time. He went to Dunedin on foot, mainly, and he decided to go and purchase the first sets of horses for Mother Mary's refreshment rooms. When you think about that, that is an amazing story. Young man, 1 of 9, helping his mother, walking all that way to Dunedin to purchase cups and saucers for the refreshment rooms. Now the staff of the refreshment rooms are always alerted in time for them to get the tea and food ready for the arrival of the train. The engine crew of the down trains would signal long and hard. They were steam trains and made a long and hard signal on the whistle when entering the Ross Point Tunnel. This was a signal for pouring the tea. When the train arrived at the station, a billy of tea and something to eat would be handed up to the fireman in the engine. The impending arrival of the up train would be signalled by the barking of the station master's dog, a dog with exceptionally good hearing. And when the station master heard that, and Mary was aware of that, the tea was then poured into the teacups. The station staff would always inform the room staff of train departure times and the number of passengers on each train, and the train crews would return the crockery and teaspoons for the room staff prior to departure. During World War II, there was such a general shortage of crockery that the teaspoons were chained to the counter, and an irritating deposit of 2 shillings and 6pence was demanded of the passengers for the teacups. The patronage of the refreshment rooms varied from as few as 35 in winter to 537, the record number of passengers on one train. In 1949, Central Otago, the refreshment rooms burnt down. Cause was not determined. Subsequently, Middlemarch became the new refreshment rooms in 1908. First and foremost, a gold mining town, settled by European settlers in the early 1860s. The gold in the surrounding area was said to be so nearly at the surface that it was shaped like the roots of grass from that area. This seemingly effortless the soon existed in replaced by quartz mining to ran along a Bearwood Reefs or Rangi. Miners generally lived in the township of Hendon and commuted to the mines. At the time of the gold rush, the population of the Taieri Gorge between Bearwood or Otago and Hendon was over 5,000. There were hotels, boarding houses, schools, and houses spread on both sides of the Taire River. Hendon had developed into a bustling gold mining town, complete with a doctor, a baker, a general store, a church, hotel and a post office. It seems quite hard to believe now with all that remains of the ruins, huts and buildings. The gold was extracted from the quartz reefs around the Taieri Gorge surrounding Hindon by driving a horizontal tunnel into the hillside, and then removed by mine trucks that ran on wooden rails. After the Dunedin to Middlemarch section of the Central Otago railway line was completed in 1891, the quartz was transported from the mines to the Dunedin Railway siding. From here it was taken by rail for processing to the Central Syndicate's battery, which is 28 kilometres away from Hindon. That's where we're heading now. And 9 kilometres southwest of Dunedin. A new battery for crushing the quartz was built at Bearwood Reefs mine in 1904 because of the high cost of transportation. After a year of poor returns in 1911, it was sold and reassembled at Macrae's coal mine. So there are many stories of hard work and hardship here, and great success in getting the Central Otago railway line established that ran all the way through to Cromwell. And the plan was to take it to Wanaka, and then from there the dream was to take it down the Haast to connect with the West Coast, the Westland railway line. That never happened, of course. So for those of you who are able to come back here and visit again on this train tour, the tour will be actually extended from the 5th of October. We'll run right up to Bearwood, as it's called, or Bearwood Station, which is Bukalangi, up on the Strait of Taire. And so what you would see from here on up is also magnificent. It's a different experience. The tunnels and the bridges, the notches, the incredible engineering that went into taking the railway from here right up onto the Strait of Taire. Well worth a visit if you would like to come back sometime. As I say, we'll be starting those tours through the summer season, starting on the 5th of October. So shortly we'll be pulling out. What the crew do is they make sure it's all coupled up correctly, and they've checked all the brakes and they've checked that everything is fine before they give the okay for the locomotive driver to proceed.
Someone was coming.
No.
Someone was sitting.
No, you be quiet. Do whatever you want.
Get to see me in a week.
I'm sorry.
These to give to my kids at school because they felt bad. They're like the cards, the explosive dog cards, like they're files. And like they gave it to me, and they like everyone. It wasted like an hour and a half of everybody's time because of my bag. No, it was just going into security, so we were all, you have to go in an hour before, but it's national, and no one could move. The machine stopped and everything, but they felt bad.
So we're well underway now, and so we say farewell to downtown Hindon. You can just imagine that it used to be a very busy, popular place. Refreshment stop, but not far away was a lot of gold mining. And now there are farming communities here. You'll enjoy the rest of the journey back in this fine weather. So once again, the best views of the gorge are the same size as we came up. We're about to go back over the road rail bridge again. As I say, it's almost unique in the country. There are only two left that I'm aware of, and both are on this line. One is further up, I think it's Sutton. So this was a popular refreshment stop, buzzed with activity back in the days of frequent commuter services. You can see the road that shares this bridge, and on the other side, in the direction of Cromwell Station, this is the only road in and out of Hindon. So there'll be less commentary on the way back. I don't want to interrupt your quiet time of thinking and reflection and just enjoy. I mentioned a few places on our way back, but once we've gone over the Hindon Rail Bridge, we'll be going back through Ross Point Tunnel, which is quite short, heading down to Christmas Creek Viaduct, and you should be able to get some good photos of that viaduct as well. We've got Little Mount Allen, the Tanks area, Mount Allen, and on the way back through Pereira. So we'll be seeing similar views, but from a slightly different perspective. So sit back and enjoy. And Cafe Car, of course, is still open for business. Thank you. Mount Allen Viaduct. Great view from here. Wonderful engineering, wonderful stone masonry work. So it's been sitting there since the 1880s. Beautifully built, regularly inspected, in amazing condition.
Yeah, it's closed. The engine is
closed. The viewing area is closed.
These windows are tiny.
That's what I mean. Have you been right at the very front?
Yeah, it's very big. So they're tiny. Can I sit here? Thank you. Sorry.
Viewing platform at that end. Or
So here we are at Mount Allen, which was the second big public works camp. This is the one particularly for the otherwise unemployed people, and many of them around in the 1880s Great Depression era. As I mentioned before, was a huge settlement, and they grew strawberries here. They're well known for their strawberry crop.
Jeez, wasted 6 minutes.
Little house up there on the hill, which a lady owns, a nice little retreat. And
Yeah, I know, but these four need to go and get some
Wasted 6 minutes moving.
in between puzzles rather than.
Seriously. Unacceptable.
big stream bridge.
Can I tell you something?
So some of you may be wondering, why would there be a railway line in such rocky and hilly terrain? Well, by the 1870s, the gold rushes had ended.
Have a look at that box in a bit more detail.
The railway started in 1879, but the gold rushes ended, so attention was shifted to the potential of agriculture
Have a look at the box in a bit more
and horticulture in the Otago Highlands. A new settlement started opening up in Central Otago, but travellers could only reach Dunedin with a bone-shaking 2-day journey in a stagecoach. So the route up the gorge was surveyed for shorter and easier gradients,
looking at the box.
which would be cheaper to build on.
Keep looking at the box.
The steepest gradient on this line is 1 in 50, and that was the limit. So the Otago railway line became
Keep looking at the box.
the most efficient way to transport farm goods and people to
Well,
Dunedin.
actually, I think Charlie worked out what there was.
As a result,
In a way-
Central
in a way-
Otago flourished and prospered.
Found it. Just a little more.
So it's a good news story in the history of New Zealand, the pioneering days when investment
We didn't
in
know it said 108 on the front of the
infrastructure
log.
was hard
So we
work
thought-
Do you want to turn the wee torch off so it doesn't run out?
Alright. So
under
those four
often
haven't had first
extreme
Fine now.
conditions,
I'll also
but the economic advantages were huge.
that was a baby
Do
counter.
you have your... Oh, you've got one.
So looking back over history, we have the greatest respect for those who worked here
Who's coming?
under harsh conditions,
4 hours.
and also are thankful that we have this heritage preserved
Why is there
so that we can enjoy it, natural heritage, the cultural heritage. Though in 1909, almost 10,000 sheep were transported with trains once the farms had been established up there. In 1926, 10,000 tripled to 30,000. And by 1962, the number had grown to almost 120,000. So wool bales and storage in Dunedin were transported here on this line. Now, as we are enjoying the lovely warm weather and the sunshine, you may see some more wildlife. You may see some more goats, maybe even pigs. Sit back and relax and just enjoy the view.
Cheese? No. Sheep? We brought croissant? Yeah. Okay, don't worry about it. Alright, I'll leave it. No? Okay, right, you can back. Okay, so see, everything on this table is dairy free. We've got bread for you.
house town of Ferrero. The story how this house survived is quite fascinating. When the New Zealand Railways decided to discontinue use of the line, I sent an engineer to oversee the removal of the house. The directive was clear: the house could not be burned, but it had to be dismantled and removed. Of course, that would have been a lot of hard work and expense. But John Garraway learned of the house situation through a locomotive driver. And in 1960, John made an offer of £10 to the district engineer's office and waited for a response. He received a reply stating his offer was considered ridiculously low, given the house's condition. However, John responded by explaining that his family had lived in the house for 13 years, making it of great sentimental value to him. True to his word, John ultimately paid £30 for the house and leases the land it sits on. Just here to the left as we come through the tunnel, you might see a little trolley parked on the left hand side. At least it was here on Friday, probably still there. A little parking area by the road which comes up here. The little trolley is used by the Garraways to tow the goods and things through to the house, and they have a radio supplied by Dunedin Railway Limited. Shortly we'll be leaving the Taieri Gorge and heading up the Mullica Gully. The Kanuka trees over there, which we've been passing, are very interesting. I mentioned that the Kanuka, along with close relative Manuka, is native to New Zealand. How it's often been cleared. Maori had a long relationship with Manuka. They called it a taonga, or treasure. They found a staggering amount of uses for it, by the way, down in the Rights Rabbits Flat, where the Public Works Camp number 1 was established for the construction of the Whangatui Tunnel. Some of you may see in the distance an aqueduct that supplies fresh water to Dunedin. So back to the Manuka, the Maori considered taonga, or treasure, and found a staggering amount of uses for it, from food to medicinal uses. All manner of tools they made from the Manuka wood. Infusions were made with the leaves, used to reduce fevers and treat stomach and urinary problems. Gum produced from the tree was used as a moisturizer for burns and to ease coughing. Bark was used as a sedative. But Captain Cook and early settlers called Manuka tea trees, because early bushmen used their leaves to boil a drink similar to tea. Today, sawdust from the wood is commonly used as a flavouring agent in smoking fish and meat. Manuka oil was used by the Maori and often sold in New Zealand and other countries as tea tree oil for its antibacterial properties. So shortly we'll be seeing the Whangatui Viaduct, watching it on the other end. Final opportunity for a photograph as the train swings onto the viaduct. As mentioned earlier, this viaduct was built in 1887. So this big view out to that. People of all nationalities working on this viaduct. While the main earthworks track formation was done by Public Works. In the day, the tunnels and the bridges and viaducts were built under contract to private contractors, and so they had their work camps, which are placed very close to the structures they were building. So on the left there, where the Chinese were. Another very good camp up above Dunedin Bearwood. That's when you come back for another visit on the train that will go right through there. You will see where they were located.
Three, two, one.
Okay. 3, 2.
No blowing in the tunnel.
Means we're approaching
Three, two, one.
That was fun. But I just don't go outside. What's going on?
Doesn't work.
This is the quietest arch. This is the quiet arch. I'm not even flowing. And this is the loudest arch. I think this is the quietest. This is the quietest I can go. And this is louder.
Good. Nice.
That was a road crossing we just gone over. Well, folks, we're approaching the main truck line, main South Island truck line. We're coming off the branch pretty soon. For those of you who've still got tabs open in the cafe car, now's probably a good time to settle loads, please, before we get into the tunnels again shortly back at Dunedin Railway Station. Been a fabulous day travelling with you all. I'm so happy that we've been able to make this journey together today. So many wonderful things to see, the children, so many animals, and the horses, the foals, the lambs. I hope you've all had a wonderful time. So there's the Wingatui race course on the left. We're slowing down now. Permission is always sought and granted out of the Wellington Control Centre, interestingly. We're not allowed on the main truck line without clearance from Wellington. We're getting very close to returning to the main truck line and then past the Wingatui station. Just a reminder to any of you who've got tabs still open in the cafe car, now's a good time before we get into the Wingatui tunnel and the Kawashima tunnel. Thank you. It's good to see that they're still acting in a manufacturing role, employment role. So our last stop, we're coming to shortly, is back to the Dunedin Railway Station. I do have a look around the station. There's a lot to see, even upstairs, the arts gallery, the sports museum. Look inside Common Cove. You'll see wonderful photo murals of the stagecoaches that used to travel through from Central Otago to the railway to Dunedin. For those of you who are visiting, Dr. Ken, as you probably know, is just 3 blocks away from the station. We come into the railway limits, the railway station limits, the railway station. On behalf of all the crew on board, we'd like to thank you very much for joining us, and hope you enjoyed today's journey. It's been a special day for children, with a children's party, and so many things to see. We'd like to hear your feedback, so please give us a review. We hope to see you back on board for another journey with the Dunedin Railway soon. If any of you want to just snatch the opportunity of taking the next journey this afternoon, which is the Seasider, up to Burton near Karatani, or pop into the main desk and talk to them. We'll be stopping here at the station for just about an hour, just over an hour, then we'll be heading off again up north. That's a beautiful trip too, up the coast. Don't forget that after the 5th of October, this tour will go beyond Hindon up to Pukerangi. That's another incredible experience. Check out the Chinese gardens on the left at the Settlers Museum if you've got time. You'll see one of the original steam engines, Josephine, there on display. Don't forget to see the big J8 class steam locomotive also on display, which was the last one produced at the Dunedin Railways Workshops. Thank you for supporting Dunedin Railways Limited. We really appreciate that we can maintain our heritage and share our story with our visitors from outside Dunedin and also from overseas, what will become a very busy cruise ship season. So look around, make sure you've got everything. Make sure you've gathered everything under the seats, wherever, and enjoy the rest of your day. And thank you again, and ka kite, farewell.
Lovely.
Thank you for taking us with you.
Oh, thanks for coming. That was fun, eh? So,
Whoa. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, that was one hell of a ride. All I can say is thank you very much. I'll check out the Chinese garden if I have energy. But yeah, it has been one hell of a ride indeed. It has been. Anyways, let me get out of here. Right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. Please hit that like button. It does help the channel. What a wonderful journey it has been. Hit the subscribe button if this is your first time on here. We do things like this on a weekly basis, so please pledge your allegiance to us, give us your full support, and yes, I hope you guys have enjoyed. Thank you guys very much, and I will see you guys in the next episode of my journeys. Yeah, thank you guys very much from Dunedin.